The situation is catastrophic. The health system has started to collapse. In Shifa hospital, Gaza's largest hospital, there are tens of thousands of people who are currently seeking refuge, trying to escape the bombing, which means that these people are in the compound of the hospital, they're in the corridors, they're in the stairways. And this is a public health catastrophe waiting to happen, or a typhus epidemic. In addition, the hospital is unable to cope with the number of wounded, like every hospital in Gaza. There are over 200 patients needing surgery and have not been able to have their surgery because more life-threatening injuries are going first. And this means that 8 days on, these wounds are coming to our operating rooms infected because they've been delayed. And the nature of these injuries means that you can't wait for them. The numbers are overwhelming, particularly the numbers of children. 40% of the wounded are children. And what's happened is that people have sought refuge with their relatives. And then when the Israelis have been targeting these buildings, you have 30, 40 people being killed from one single family. This morning, I had two young girls, one the age of 6 and one the age of 5, who were the sole survivors of their families, their extended families. You know, one of them has a head injury, one of them has multiple burns, and they have no one to look after them.
What does this do? What does this do to you personally, as somebody trying to care for people and help them?
As the father of children myself, the idea that this child is going to go through life and through reconstructive surgery, repeated reconstructive surgery because of their injury, without their families. I mean, we're not just talking about one parent or both parents. We're talking about parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and cousins. In addition, you know, a lot of our own colleagues have started being killed. We have a plastic surgeon who was killed the night before yesterday with 30 members of his own family. Yesterday, the ex-dean of medicine, one of the medical schools, was killed. Every day we hear of other members of the health profession being killed.
So it's fair to say you're really struggling to cope.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the morgues are overflowing. People are afraid to bury the dead and go to the cemeteries, and the morgues are stacking up with bodies.
And if Israel starts sending in troops, what happens then?
I think what will happen is an absolute collapse. I mean, I think it'll be an absolute catastrophe, carnage. Gaza is so densely populated. Gaza is so overpopulated, 2.25 million people in a very small area of land. It's a turkey shoot. Whatever you do, if you bomb it from air or you bomb it from land, this is a turkey shoot. And if you go into Gaza, you go in knowing that you're going to have to commit massacres.
What are ordinary Palestinians making of the attacks by Hamas? Clearly, Israel would seek revenge, wouldn't it?
Gaza has been under for 15 years. That's a whole generation. I myself have been in Gaza working in wars in 2009, 2012, 2014, 2021. And during the marches of return, where Palestinians demonstrated, unarmed Palestinians demonstrated, Israeli snipers shot 8,000 in 2 years, leaving thousands with disabilities. You know, to pick a random point in the 75-year war, colonial war on the Palestinian natives of this land, is to decide to, on one particular day, to say that what this side has done is when the violence starts. The problem is that the media sees the violence when it shows up on the screens. The Palestinians are being denied their rights and are being attacked for 75 years. My generation lived through and saw the Israeli invasion of Lebanon in 82 and the siege of Beirut in 82. And for me, this is so much like that siege, that decision to destroy a whole city. That left 30,000 people dead. And, is the world waiting for another similar episode in history?
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Sorry, Doctor, time has beaten us. But once again, thank you very much indeed, and we'll let you answer your calls. It must be, your services must be badly needed at the moment. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you.